Hi everyone, and welcome to this Visit USA members chat. We are going to be talking about Sedona, which is a desert town in Arizona, noted for its close proximity to Red Rock State Park and its vibrant arts community. I'm delighted to introduce Jennifer Wesselhoff, who is the CEO of the Sedona Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. So hey Jennifer, how are things over there?
Hi there. It's absolutely beautiful here in Sedona this morning.
Yes, you've got a much better background than mine, and it's real, isn't it? It's not one of these fake backgrounds, it's completely real.
It's completely real, but we did send out some virtual backgrounds if you want to spicing up your next Zoom meeting, Jess. We'll have it available for you.
It might look better than my kitchen cupboards in the back there. So we'll kick off with a few questions about being a Visit USA member. So when did you become a Visit USA member?
We joined Visit USA UK in June 2018, so just a couple of years ago.
Okay, and what activities and events do you partake in?
We love receiving the newsletters, the blog features have been really important to us to understand what's happening, but also to keep our finger on the loop of what's going on. The WTM Visit USA briefing, I had the honor to participate in a sustainable tourism panel at WTM last year, and that was incredible. Just the opportunity to speak to the group in that forum was really meaningful to us. The travel planner is full of great information, and Sedona's on the cover this year, so we were super excited about that if you haven't seen that yet. And the Visit USA Roadshow we participated in last year. So
yes, yeah.
the UK is a super important market to us in Arizona and Sedona, and being a member of Visit USA really gives us access in a way that not a lot of other opportunities provide. So we're a proud member.
And how important is it at the moment when people aren't able to travel? How important is it to promote the USA and to inspire people to travel to Arizona and Sedona in particular?
We want you to remember us, you know, when the time is right. We know that the time isn't right now. But when it is, we want to be top of mind for you. And, you know, we think especially Sedona can be a place of healing for people after we come out of this, whatever this new normal might look like. Sedona, I think, can serve as a gift to people to reconnect to the land and reconnect to nature, and really just remember what a small part we all really do play in this great big world. Because Sedona just gives you this sense, this sense of hope, this sense of connectedness that is really hard to find in the world today. So when the time is right, we will be ready to open our arms to all visitors, and especially our international visitors in the UK.
I feel calmer and more connected to nature just looking at your background already. Like a zen. And so tell me a bit about your job role in particular.
I'm the CEO of the Sedona Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. So we're a little unusual in that we operate a Chamber of Commerce function as well as a Tourism Bureau function, which works really well in smaller communities where tourism is the #1 industry. Our community, to put it into perspective a little bit for those of you who may not know about Sedona, Sedona is a small town in the middle of Arizona, halfway between Phoenix, which is pretty much the gateway city, into Arizona, halfway between Phoenix and the Grand Canyon. So we're about a 2-hour drive north of Phoenix and a 2-hour drive from the Grand Canyon. So in the heart of the city, but a small town, 10,000 people only. Most of us aren't from Sedona. We've actually decided to move here because we got red rock fever. So yeah, most of the people who live here weren't from here, and they've made that conscious decision to leave LA or Chicago or New York, or me, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, to leave the big cities and to change their lifestyles. And because of that, it's a really welcoming, open community. We estimate that we double our population at least every day with visitors. We serve about 3.2 million visitors a year. So for a small town with only 10,000 people,
it's booming.
Is
there
booming.
a high season and a low season, or is it a destination for all seasons?
It really is a destination for all seasons, because all seasons offer different sorts of experiences. But definitely spring and fall are very, very busy seasons. So what we're trying to do is lift up summer and winter a little bit. That's been our focus and part of our sustainable tourism plan, kind of spreading out the demand for Sedona in the times when we really need it.
And tell us a bit about the attractions and what a visitor can expect to see and do in Sedona.
So Sedona is surrounded by red rocks, and when you come into Sedona, it's not unlike the Grand Canyon in that it's a vast area. About 2 million acres of national forest surround us. So you have the town surrounded by about 2 million acres of scenic beauty. So definitely the number one reason why people come to Sedona is the scenic beauty, the nature. But we really focus on a couple of different areas: the outdoor adventure, the arts and culture, and the spiritual side and wellness side of Sedona. So we like to say that God made the Grand Canyon, but he lives in Sedona, because you can actually get into the red rocks and experience it, unlike the Grand Canyon, where you can look at it passively. You can walk down or take a mule down or a helicopter tour. In Sedona, you can actually go deep into the red rocks without needing a tremendous amount of physical activity. You can hike for miles and miles. You can also just access the beauty, oftentimes right off of the road. So it has that very special sense of deep connectedness. And I think that comes from our Native American culture and our Native American history that ultimately now inspires our artists of today. What also makes Sedona so special is the way that the light changes throughout the day, changes the colors of the red rocks. And particularly in the summertime, we have a monsoon season that starts just the beginning of July and goes through August. And not daily, but periodically we get bursts of rain and more cloud coverage than we would normally have. And the sunsets during this monsoon season are absolutely spectacular. And the colors that you see in the sky and on the rocks are like nothing you've ever seen. So I think that inspires a lot of people to be creative, whether it's singing or writing songs. or painting or drawing or making jewelry. Artists are attracted to the beauty of Sedona for so many of those reasons.
And tell me why you describe it as the most beautiful place on earth.
You know, it's a special place. And I think it's ironic that the most beautiful place on earth is really so well known for what you can't see in Sedona. It's that feeling that you get when you drive into the area. In fact, when we were talking about our brand campaign several years ago, one of our committee members said, you know, you need a campaign that communicates that feeling that you get when you come into Sedona. It's almost like you get a hug, like you feel comforted.
A sense of release.
We all need that right now, don't we? But it is truly spectacularly beautiful. And we believe that it is the most beautiful place on earth, not only for the red rocks, but also the feeling that you get, and the people who are here are just so unique and caring, and it's a really welcoming community, which makes it beautiful all the way around.
Tell me about your sustainability plan. You mentioned that you presented this plan at World Travel Market. So yeah, tell me about the initiatives and how you've been implementing them.
Yeah, well, prior to COVID-19, many small destinations have been dealing with overcongestion. And we were trying to answer the question of how much is too much tourism. And our residents started asking us, are we loving Sedona to death? And the Sustainable Tourism Plan was really an effort to try to answer those questions and to try to balance the pillars of the plan, which include not only the economy and the booming tourism industry that's so important to our quality of life, but also really taking a closer look at how tourism is impacting the environment, how it's impacting our quality of life, and the visitor experience. So our Sustainable Tourism Plan was really an effort to take a broader look of the impacts of tourism and balance those pillars of the plan. We are just about 2 years into the plan. It was approved a year ago unanimously by our city council. And we've made incredible strides really over the last 18 months of the plan. Things are shifting now because the economy has truly been decimated here, and we'll need to focus more on the economy than we've ever had to really in the last several years. And that's really what the Sustainable Tourism Plan is about. It's about being dynamic and being able to say, okay, where do we need to focus right now? The economy is doing well, so can we focus more on improving and using tourism to improve the environment and improve quality of life? Or do we need to really build up the economy in order to have a positive impact on some of the other aspects of the plan? So as we think about recovery now and what recovery will look like for Sedona and Arizona, we are definitely keeping the Sustainable Tourism Plan goals and objectives in mind, because it's going to be critically important that we hold those values true as we move forward to a post-COVID world.
And when this lockdown is over, what will be your first trip? Where are you desperate to go?
I would really like to get on a plane again and come and see you in the UK, but I don't think that will be my first trip. We do anticipate that flight travel is going to be impacted for a while, and that most people are probably going to be considering doing, what we'll be doing is staying close to home and really looking at drive markets. So we're anxious to get into the car and maybe go to some smaller towns in Colorado or Utah, and maybe check out Park City this summer, or Park City, Utah this summer, or maybe Telluride, Colorado, both pretty small towns in beautiful natural spots. But we're anxious to see people again in person and connect with people, and really just enjoy nature and reconnecting.
And if agents want to find out more about Sedona, is there an online training or virtual experiences that they can perhaps take a look at and engage with?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a staff member who's dedicated to the travel industry and travel agents. Agents can find our listing, of course, on Visit USA's website. We have our listing there. But then also our website is visitsedona.com, and it has a plethora of information there. We don't specifically have a travel agent training at the moment. But we're happy to customize programs and itineraries and trainings for agents when they need it.
Okay, brilliant. And just to finish off, what's your ultimate favorite thing to do in Sedona?
Oh, I love to hike and bike and run in the Red Rocks, and then finish off the day at a beautiful sunset hour with maybe a prickly pear cactus margarita and some rattlesnake appetizer.
That sounds very exotic. I'll have to try that one time. Well, thanks so much for joining me on this Visit USA Members Chat, and hopefully we can come out there and see you very shortly. But stay safe and stay in touch with us. And thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Jess. It was a pleasure.